The most powerful AI Anthropic has ever released is sitting in your Claude account right now. It's free on every paid plan, but only until June 22nd. After that, it moves behind a credit meter and starts costing significantly more than any AI model that you've ever used. In this video, we are going to see what this model actually is, some things that it can do that no previous AI has managed before, some impressive numbers, and things you should run on it before the window closes to get the most benefit for yourself. So, Fable 5 came out 2 days ago, and it's Anthropic's new top model, the first from what Anthropic calls their Mythos class tier. Here's what that means in plain terms. See, every Claude model before this worked in basically the same way, with just a few iterations here and there. Basically, it has been heavy on human involvement for guidance and shepherding until you got the output you wanted. However, Fable 5 is built for a different kind of job, because you hand it a project, tell it what you want done, and it works through the whole thing on its own, from step 1 to the end. That distinction sounds minor, but the results are evidently not. Now on to the numbers. Fable 5 scored 80.3% on the SWE Bench Pro test, a standardized test where AI models are given actual software projects and scored on how well they complete them without help. See, the previous best was around 69%. In most fields, an 11-point jump represents a year of incremental progress, but this happened in one release. It has a context window of 1 million, and that means that that's how many words Fable 5 can hold in working memory at once. To put things in perspective, a typical business email is about 200 words. This 1 million could cover the entire history of a client relationship, including every email, every document, and every note going back multiple years, so it's like you have an account manager for your business, but with superhuman memory. Moreover, this account manager also can run autonomously. Additionally, the finance teams using Fable 5 reported that it was the first AI to hit 90% accuracy on their internal analytics work. The ceiling for this before this was 80%. A 10-point jump on real-world business analysis is almost unheard of. So you now have a really accurate accountant and financial advisor. Fable 5 was also 10 times faster in drug design testing. It hit viable research targets 9 out of 14 times with no human help, and researchers called it a 10 times speed improvement over any and all previous models. This has major implications for healthcare. Additionally, when scientists compared Fable 5's research hypotheses against the previous best Claude model, they preferred Fable 5's output 80% of the time, and some of those findings were later confirmed by independent lab work. Here's also a few things that Fable 5 can do that nothing before it could. First, Stripe, one of the largest payment companies in the world, needed to update 50 million lines of code. Their engineering team estimated that it would have taken a human 2 months, but Fable 5 finished in 1 day. So if you have a process in your business that feels too large or complex to hand off, keep that frame in mind, because it's probably doable with this tool in just 1 hour, because this model is sized for the job that normally requires a team. Next, it played Pokemon Fire Red from start to finish using only raw screenshots for navigation without a map, nor external memory or assistance of any kind. This demonstrates the ability to hold a long-running goal in mind, make decisions at each step based only on what it can see, and see the whole thing through to the end, so you don't have to babysit it. That's the capability that applies to anything with multiple stages and moving parts. Think about the difference between an intern who needs a new instruction for every single step, and someone you can give a brief to and trust to figure out the rest. In this version, you're no longer prompting, you are now briefing. The next one has to do with documents. If you load a 100-page contract, a full year of financial reports, an entire client history, all at once, and ask a specific question, finance teams reported Fable 5 was the first AI to break through the ceiling on document-heavy analytical work with such a high score, above 90%, which is a 10-point jump from the previous Opus model. The model reads and reasons across all of it at once. Okay, I know this is exciting a lot. There are some limitations that you need to know before you're rushing to test out the tool. The interpretation speed is relatively slow. This is not something that you just chuck in a prompt and get an answer immediately. It takes anywhere from 60 seconds to several minutes to do what you asked for, so you are going to need to be a little bit patient there. Your usage will burn faster than other Claude models. Even the people on max plans have been hitting their limits in 10 to 45 minutes during long sessions with some tasks, so run your biggest, most important tasks first, not last. You should also know that the safety filters are currently oversensitive. Some users have actually reported the model switching to an older version mid-session for questions that have nothing sensitive about them. However, Anthropic has acknowledged it and is working on a fix. Okay, that is it for now. But remember that the window closes on June the 22nd before it moves to a credit model. So pick those tasks you've been putting off because they were too large, too long, or too expensive to outsource properly. Or those that normally take a team, 2 months, or a consultant at $300 an hour. That's what the current window is for, and it's in your account right now.